So let's start. Uh, we are going to talk about the basic as requested by the Kusprit. What again objects and the classes, and after that we also discuss about the access modifier, like what the meaning of public, what the meaning of private, what the meaning of default means whatever we are not writing anything, and what the meaning of protected. Okay, so let us still my screen is visible, intelligent.
Yes, sir.
Good. So as we discussed class, let us write one class again person. Okay? And as we discussed, person can have a,
Sir, please, let's change the topic. Instead of person, we do something else today.
let's get the example, which one?
Any else, what you like?
Whatever you think. Tell me any class name which you want.
I like books.
Books. Okay. There is a class book, and book generally what? Generally we have some book ID, okay? A book name, book name, and book author, author, and can have a price. Okay, let's assume these have a three field currently. So whenever you are writing this way, this is a simple syntax class this, and whatever written, whatever the attributes on which your books is generally have, book have some name, book have some author, and book the price. Okay, so here this is the simplest way. Now you Java compiler is okay. Now you have written one class and you can create any number of book object. Okay, here this is the no any problem. Okay, but whatever you written here by default does not, if you just want to print something, let's guess out, I want to book print book dot name, we're not getting anything. So here just we define key our book class can have these three attributes, name, author, and price. But my intention ki whenever one book object is going to create, at least book have a some name. Without name you cannot create any book, or without author, yeah, without price. Is there any possibility in the real world you can make any book, you can create a book object? Here is the book object, that means the entity. But in the reality, whenever you are getting purchasing any book, you still have a some book name, author, and some price. But here in Java, you created one book object, but this doesn't have any author, doesn't have any price, doesn't have. So look like this is the dummy. This is the fake object. So as a, I want at least whenever our application create any object that look like become a reality, not any fake object. Here you can create a book object, but this is nothing. The book have no name, no author, no price. So what is the reality? Is there any book exist without author, without name, without price? No. So as a compiler will okay, compiler no, this is the object, but reality this is not an object. So, so how you are going to ensure someone cannot create book object this way? First we have to ensure कि any developer don't create this book this way, because if you creating a new book, it does not make any sense. So why you are allowing? You can say I can just make sure no one can anyone allow to create the book object in this way. So how can ensure? How can just inform the compiler, give a compiler error? You cannot create a book until you not providing the name, author, or price. How can so? So first things we have option started discuss about the private. If I this constructor I create a private here, so no one can create any this way. So as you discuss, constructor look like a method which will name is the same as your class name, okay, and this is does not return anything, does not return anything, okay. But here problem, let's you written a constructor here and still you are able to create your book object, okay. You are created whenever this line you written, this code execute. How to verify? Just click out here like a uh, co- default constructor invoked, invoked, invoke book constructor. So whenever notice, whenever you run this code, whenever this line execute, this code executed. That means कि whenever you are creating any object, by default, Java invoke your default constructor.
And sir, when we have not written this book constructor method, and before we have written
Let
book
us
one is equal to new book, so this
uh,
code
uh,
is not working at that time.
1 minute. So first thing you know, कि whenever you are writing this line
Yes.
of code, it will invoke your default constructor. Default constructor means a constructor. Constructor means a method which does not return any value and even does not take any parameter. So this is known as a default constructor, right? This is
Okay.
default constructor of book. Okay. So first thing, but this is the not only way. Even you can say कि first I'm not writing this code way. I'm first let's declare book and book object. I also do this way. Just here declaration happen. Means you are just saying कि I'm going to create one object for book. And after that you say कि I can write like s out book one dot name, right? If you are writing this code, compiler will happy. Compiler have a not any problem. But problem is that whenever you are going to run, book is the object by default if you printing book, this will null. Okay. You as last uh, session we have discussed, whenever in your main method you are declaring any variable, any method, you must initialize.
Like,
Here you have just declared that this we are going to create one book object, but this is not a book object. This is the just reference. This book object can to refer one book object, but book object is not created. So a compiler is not happy. Compiler say a variable book may not have initialized. Yes, till now not initialized. So without new keyword, you cannot create any object. Yes,
So
Balwant, your
line
question?
9 also has error.
Yes, line also have error. Let's run it, and is it's not will run code. Book not initialize. Without initialize value, you cannot invoke any object. But one thing, this rule only happen for inside your block. If you declare any variable inside your block, it will say. But this declaration you can also do outside of math. In the class, this is the instance variable here, right? You can also declare this variable here. In this case, compiler will not say your book is not initialized. Whatever field here, let's in this class, whatever in this inside the class you are declaring like name, author, piece. For this variable, compiler automatically assign default value. For string, default value is a null. For double, star default value is a zero, right? So here, whenever you are writing this variable inside a class, so compiler can allow default value. So in this case, if you remove it, if you run it, you notice that still this is the problem here. Now The compiler say this is main is the static method, but you are trying to access non-static variable. Book is non-static, so let's just for make it static. So now you have created one static variable so that your main method is static. So they always want you give me any variable that is the static. Okay. So now if you run it, you notice that your code is run, but you are getting book as a null. So your book here you just created the book reference. This means book one variable created, but they are not pointing to any object. They are pointing to the null. And after that, if you let's run it here, I want to book dot name. What you get here? Your compiler is okay, but whenever running the application, you are getting out null pointer exception. Because this null object does not know कि they have anything. Null does not have anything. So does not have anything, then why you can say give me the name? You are getting the null pointer exception. So before using any operation, dot name, dot age, dot anything, this book object must be initialized, right? So here, how to initialize? You say book equal to new book. Okay. Now here you have just declare one variable name book, but here you are trying to say now we can going to initialize with the value. Now this book have a one object. So until you are not creating a new book object, this book reference variable, you can say this is the reference variable. Just they can refer to one object type of book. So until here, they are not pointing to the any object. But at this line, this is pointing to the one book object. After that, this you run this code, it will run. It will say, okay, now you have a book object, and now if you run after this will not null. Initially, this is the null, right? Means they say this book object have pointing to the null object. A null object is any object does not have anything. Just if you run again it and you notice that we are getting the book initially null. Whenever you initialize with the object, this will uh, notice before object initialize the constructor was invoked. This is the default. Whenever you are not passing any argument, the default constructor is invoked. Okay, and now this output is printed, and after that this line, whenever this complete, this line will print that is your book is equal to one object. Now our book have a object point to the one object, and after that you can say get name. Surely it will get name, whatever the get name. This is the default. We have not initialized anything. Just to say book dot name equal to null. Till now any doubt?
No, sir.
Good. So now still our book, we have created one book object, but the reality this is the book. No, this is not a book. One thing note that whenever you are not writing this code, okay, this code, still this is happening, working fine. Why? Whenever your code compile, at the compile time, compiler just inserted one default constructor inside your class. Due to that, this code work fine. You can also define by yourself. Means now you say compiler don't you create default. I want to create the default, and I know here I want to give some message. So whenever your object is going to create, at that time you want to give some message, then you have to write your own constructor, right? And it will works also. So we have both options. Whenever you are creating any class, you can give the default constructor. If you are not providing, the compiler will provide. But in one class you can define any number of constructor. Let us I can define one more constructor. Let's you can define another constructor. Let's here give some like one argument like name. Okay, name. So here this is the your not a default constructor. This is the argumented constructor. Yeah, parameterized constructor. Parameterized. This is the parameterized constructor because you are passing some parameter. Yeah, argument, right? So in this case, you notice our code works. There is no any problem. That means see, in one class you can define one default constructor, one argument constructor, two argument constructor, three argument constructor. Any number of argument you can create. Notice that if you created one argument constructor, I feel let's you are not providing the default argument. And in this case, compiler say कि whenever you are writing by default in your constructor, so I am not going to create any constructor for you. Now the responsibility of your you can provide the default constructor. I don't provide. So in this case, your this code is not works because you have created constructor but argumented constructor. You not created the default one. In this case, compiler is not going to insert default constructor for you. Compiler thinking whenever you are writing constructor by itself, this is your responsibility. You do each and every constructor. I am not going to insert any constructor for you. So your this code will not work.
To make it work, we have to fill the value inside the parameter.
Yeah. There are two options. Here two options. Or you can go and create the default constructor. Then it will works. Okay. Second option, no, I'm not want to create default one. Okay. Second option, so here you cannot create any object without the argument. Here you must have to pass something. At least you have given one constructor, then you have to pass at least one thing name. So this is the one way you are ensuring anyone cannot create this object with the default. So one way you want our book is always create with some name. Okay. You can create this way class. You are writing the class like this way. You have written one class and I want this class object never create this way without any input. So you to write this way. And now if you write some name like ABC book 1 like ABC book, so your compiler happy. Compiler means like you want to create the object with the book name. Book name is work. There is no any problem. Now but still you notice your book is name null. You are receiving here name ABC, but after receiving this name variable you are not doing anything here, right? So this is the one way you can pass one name, but here our responsibility, my I want whenever our book will create, I need name author price 3 all. Okay, alternative way yes.
Sir, can you explain one thing? Like, whenever we will create the constructor method and we will make the object in any other class, we will pass the name, author, and price.
Mhm. We're
So,
just going to
yesterday also I was having this doubt. Like, whenever we know the name, author, and price, then whenever we need to get the name, author, and price, why do we need assessor methods for that? We can, like, we already know its name, right? Author and price, we can write system dot out or print
yes.
whatever name we wrote in the parentheses of when we create the object.
Yes, while the creating object you have to you want na ki until whenever you are going to create any book you want some name, right? I, I'm again, can you explain question ki what you want? Means ki here we don't want to pass name or what you want?
Like here we will pass the name of the book, author, and the price.
Mhm.
So this book object we created, we know its name also, author also, and price also
Yes,
when we pass that. So when we
right.
will, why do we need then book dot name if we create the
Okay.
method in
Sir,
book?
but how you know na ki book have contain this value, but I want to get the name. So how do you know? How you say compiler? What is the name of this book?
What we passed, right?
You
ABC.
pass, you pass, you know, but here in output I want to the book print the book name. So how compiler printing the book name? You have to say something na. If from this book you get only name.
Okay.
Well, here you are looking the code, okay? So you visualize this is the book name. Let us this is created somewhere else. This can be created some different classes, okay? And you have only book object. Then you want to name. So this book say ki whatever I have, if you want to know something about me, just ask me with the help of some method, with the help of some property. So here we are directly accessing your field name variable name.
Okay, sir, if we want to explain that, like whenever we will need to create the book object in any of the class, we need to know its name, author, and price. But
You know
if
na,
we want,
you know ki you are writing here, but how compiler know ki what is the name?
yeah,
This
that's what
object.
without the name, author, and price, we can't create the object if we write in the constructor method book string name, author, and price.
Hmm. Currently, we don't have a written key. You can pass any other thing. Let's see, pass try to here like any sub author here author, but you have not written such code. You have not any constructor that will take the book in author, right? So you have to ensure while writing your book class what kind of constructor you want to provide. Okay. So first thing notice I in our example at least all three should be right. Whenever even going to create any object here, any object, I don't okay, I don't want anyone create book object this way. Okay. So problem is that whenever someone create book object this way, problem is that key how we can restrict. One thing you are writing own parameterized constructor. Let's say you are not written this, so your compiler is happy. So one way I want to disallow. So another things you write your default constructor here. But as we discussed, ki here you can give some access modifier. Here you can say private. If you notice, still here book object created. So let's you created the default constructor, but you want to prevent. So here you can say just simply private. So now the private data member, as studied discuss, anyone cannot access outside of the book. So second way, if you have already written the default constructor, still you want don't one don't anyone can create my object with this default. You just make as a private. So this is not allowed. So here our requirement I only want to allow the constructor which have at least three parameter. So you say here I want the constructor that have a three parameter. So now here you can say book equal to new book. Let us here book one. Let us create it. Now if you are not passing these three argument, still you not create the book object. So here you are ensuring whenever my book object created, each and everyone must pass these three value. Now someone want to create with this way, not allowed. So you have to these three argument. author name, that's one, and let's the price 325. Sorry, this is the double 325. So now this your book object is created. So question again here was the Khushpreet, why while writing book object we are passing this. So this name I want to print on the output. So question is that how we can print. Let us we have only this object, right? If you run the object is just created book as a just class name and with the hash code. But here I want to print the name of book. How you can print? While writing code, here you look, this is the book name one, book author name one. But how you can inform your compiler, we have a book object, from this you can just get the name or get the author name. So for that, we need some kind of a property, we need some kind of a method. So in generally, whenever you are not writing any here thing here, s- this is the book by default. So you can access each and every attribute from here. Like he here, now you say, hey book, I have you I have two, three attributes. You can access name, you want to access name. So you can say dot name, so you can get dot name access here. If you print it, now compiler print your book name. So until you are not providing any variable or method, compiler don't know ki what this book contain. So in general preferences, whenever you are writing code, generally don't allow anyone can directly access your book name. I started mention. You must mark as a private. Always the value should be go with the your method. So just mark as a private. Okay. So now in this way you cannot get the name. So if your attributes are private, so how we can get the name? So again question, why not offer the public some methods which they return the value? So the best you write some here like get name and here say now if someone want to print the name, just here say book.
Sir, why we write private? Why we can't directly access dot
If
name?
you, yes, I'm here want to say the meaning why we are writing the public private protected, right? So here we say we can ensure this is the private. Okay, so as you started discuss, uh, let us if you run again question, why need a private, right? As study I discuss, due to the we have a one feature about the encapsulation. Encapsulation ensure that whatever the big book create, that is the valid content. If this book object, let us you allow to someone directly access a price, let us allow. Okay, so here you can print uh, book dot price. Okay, so here you say book dot price. Okay, it's works ki your book dot price is what is book price, whatever mention here. But if you have not written private, then what problem happen? Someone can change your price. Someone say book dot price equal to minus 90, and after that you are printing your book, you are getting book prices minus 90. So what do you think, is it a really valid things? If you are going to take any books have any minus price, so if you
When
allow
we
here,
write,
hmm,
when we write the public method of get price, then
yes,
no one can change the price.
no, no. If you let's you tell just here private. So if you mark as a private, so here you say if from this book object you cannot access my private field. Okay, if you not access private, so you cannot print even, you cannot print even you cannot mm, do any value. So but I want our book, someone can know the price at least. What is the price name? So you have to write, okay, someone want to price name, so I offer one get price method. And instead of invoking the your attributes, you invoke get price. So still your price variable is private, but private data member can be accessed by the inside this class. Inside class, this variable can be accessed. So we have write one method. This method can access this private variable, and they return to whenever someone call me. If from book object someone call get price know कि this is a private, I am able to access, read this value and return to you, and now here return and you can get the book price, but you cannot again access the property, so it is not allowed. So here you are not allowed. So at least here you say if someone from this book object can get my book price, but someone want to change the price. Let's see this book price suddenly change. So how someone can change from book object? From book object, I want to change the price, but you cannot change because you cannot access the price variable here. So how to change? If your business requirement say कि no, you allow price someone can change. So how do? Because this price is a private data member. Anyone cannot change it. But our business say no, I want. Even I want, so you can say कि I just make a public. Just one thing, I can make a public so that anyone can access my. But here problem is that you say कि this is the purpose. So here problem is that कि here they anyone can put any value. We have not controlled. So how to control? If this code returns some method, right? So we have a control. So instead of allowing this, no, I'm sorry, I cannot allow the public. I say I am writing one method here. I am writing one method here. In this method, whatever you value pass, first I'll validate if uh, price is at least greater than 10. Any book ki price cannot be less than 10. Then only you can assign me. I can access this private data member because I am in the same class. So you say I am going to write now I want to change the price. I say book dot set price, and just you are try to just and after that just you try to just print it get price. So you notice this value is changed or not. Again we are getting the same price, but someone change this and it will reflect it. So this method help us build the business logic, build the condition. So set method means कि you want to change the value of price, but with the precondition, not anything. Here, whatever your business requirement, your assignment requirement is that you have to place the condition. Maybe you read can greater than only allow, or less than, or you cannot more than 1000 or something. Any business logic, this is the place where you can write any kind of code. So due to that, this we are marking the private. Private means this member variable can access inside this class. Any method can access. But outside of the class, means ki this is in the main method or any other class, someone can create the object, someone can get the value using the our methods, not directly any my field name. Till now, any doubt?
So when in line 21 your book dot set price 90, So it means our price got 90 now, the price of
Yes,
book became 90. And
yes.
then when we want to get the price, so then also we will again try to get the price
When
method or
get price method,
set.
yes. If you are not writing here, your book object is changed. Okay, but someone want to verify this is happening. How to verify? Until you are not printing something, until you are not printing something. So I say ki this book object have a method, this get price. This will give you the latest price. What is the latest price? So you say previously price was the 3 4 5 which are created while the object book creation. But whenever you change the price, after that you notice our price was changed. So method help us to inform, yes, someone maybe print, yes, some variable, someone want to check out the price. So they need this method. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Balwant, any you have a doubt till
Yes,
now?
sir. No, no.
So here it's clear ki what do you mean by public, what do you mean by private. Public means if from the book object you can access. Here I am writing the public so that anyone can access. Here I am writing public that can anyone access. If I write here private, so here anyone cannot access my get private method. Compiler will give error. Ki get price is a public data member you cannot access. So these are access modifier just controlling which one use my this method, which can not use. So here, while writing code, you decide get price. Yes, I want this method can be accessed anyone. So I write public. So that here anyone can access your get price method. Is it okay?
Yes.
One thing notice that ki sometime I am not writing anything here. Okay, not writing anything. Still you notice we are able to access here. Still compiler happy. So what do you mean by when you are not writing anything?
By default, it would be public, I think so.
Yes, by default this will be public for this package. Package means where this class is written.
Means in the same folder.
Yes, in the same folder. If you notice this, if you written this class in another package, so you cannot access. So this means default means whenever you not write anything, that means you can consider a public for this package only. If you go to the outside of package, you cannot again get here.
And but if we write public, so we can write it out of the
Yes,
package.
yes. If you write public, then if you write public, that means ki this book class in any package from anywhere you can invoke this.
Just from our computer, or so this way
Or
there would be many classes written in like whole of the word.
yes, anyone can access. Look like here. This is the system class. Yeah, this is the string class. Here is let us here. We have like a string class as equal to hello. Okay, this is a string class. String class we not written. Is provided by your compiler, and here you can say s dot get length. So this is the method. This is method given by your Java compiler itself. But you are able to invoke why this method is a, if you look the definition of this method, this is the public. The public method can anyone access.
So, sir, like you have written the book class in your computer, and if I try to do it in my computer, so I will be able to access the methods.
Yes, question is that I'll provide this class to you or not. Here we are using Java. You download Java, right?
Yes.
Then you are able to system string class. Similarly,
Yes.
if I offer
No,
you this my book class in the form of jar, you can just add in your class package and you are able to do.
no, sir. Like, if, suppose we have in our university, we made one folder of assignments, and
Yes,
in that assignment there is a sample class,
yes, yes,
the test driver, and there is another folder we do in the tuition like this. That
yes,
is another
right.
folder of CS, and there is a book class. So we
Yes,
can use the book in sample.
yes, 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 surely. Let us example. I'll write another package here. Okay, okay. Let us package means just create a. Let us I create a package name like what is the package name I can create? Let's I create the bookstore. Okay, uh, book. Let's I create the package. Okay, so you notice package books. Okay, and let's I place this class. Okay, not here, but inside your just complete. Inside the book, you can create a new class book. So here I am created this book class. Okay. So now if let's I show in the package structure so that you show me in package structure. Okay. Notice that this is a simple class, and in this book folder we have another class book. Okay. The books class is defined the inside the book folders books folder, right? So now in come here simple class and simple class here whenever try to use book they say you cannot resolve simple book because simple class is inside your this package like Java training session 10, right? But this class does not have any book. Book is defined inside another package. So how will find here? So here the concept we have to say import. Import say कि this book class is available inside the com.gl.trainingsession.books inside this book method class available. So if your class is have in different package, so you have to use the import keyword. In import, you have to inform compiler, okay, from here you can find the book.
Similarly, if this book class is in your computer and you say we go from
Yes,
com.gl,
yes.
then also
So
we can
first,
use it.
yes, you have to use because in this class I have passed my this simple class. How to generally pass this code to you in the form of jar. Okay, I create one jar file and give to you, and you just give in your class path and you can access. Right? So anywhere you can access, there are some steps to perform. You can write code anywhere, but you want to access, you have to do something special. If we are writing book class inside method, there is no, we are not doing anything. But I written this book class in another package, another folder, like here. So here it's okay. Each and everything, there is no any problem. There is no any problem. But where you are going to use? Here I'm going to use this. So you have to inform compiler, hey simple class, you want to access this book. From where I can compiler is not happy. Compiler say I don't know about the book because in this simple class or this package the book is not defined. So you say okay, this book is defined different package. So just here, this is the package name where you can find this book class. So this is known as your package concept where you have to indicate your compiler the syntax, just use the keyword import and where your books are stored. So in this example, our books class, this books class, inside the books Java training glcom. So this is our project name by Java. So the Java side the package com.gl.java training.books. So which is the I mentioned here, com.gl.java training tens dot books inside the book. Now it will work fine. In this as example, if here Now in this case, you have not mentioned the public here, and I mentioned this method even you cannot access here because you have a written a default. Default means this this your method is only available inside this package, books package. If books package having some another class, they can access, but outside the package, you cannot access here. Is it clear? So if you want, if someone can access my get price, then you have to mark as a in your book class. You have to mark as a public. If you write public, that means compiler is happy. I am able to access it. Any doubt?
No, sir.
So package is just nothing. How to just here in the book case, whenever you are writing your book class, you want to write inside a package, just mention your package and the where the package name. And the same thing here, you have to import these things. So in the
From
case of
where we will
package,
start
just
importing? Like there
just
was before
import.
comma, it was also in Java folder and then in Windows PC. From where we will
Pardon?
import? Like the class book name you imported in this file.
Mhm.
In this class that you started import com.gl.java. From where we will start importing? Like
Here again, I'm created. Yes, here in this my folder
the
structure,
book, it is
yes,
in
I'm
Java
created.
workspace, Ajay.
Yes, so this is the project structure we created, and this there are source code. There is some POM file. Just consider in source code we have a there are two kind of source codes. One for a testing purpose, one for a main application. In main application we have here your application is start. So here I have created one folder Java. So this is the base package. From here says Java dot but there com dot gl dot lots of packages I created here. Notice. So here say this is the training section 10, training section 10. Again I have a books, again I have books. So your package name like this one, like com dot gl dot trainings. So this is the main base package, and inside another we create a books. So go to the book. So com dot gl dot trainings then books.
What if we write java.com.gl?
No, do we have to follow some basic structure from where you have to just need some kind of a guidance. Any path you cannot here put here. Okay.
Like
So here are some
where the class is before that, three folders we
yes,
need to take.
yes. Not you can make any hierarchy. Okay, you can make many hierarchy. Just you write first one inside one inside one inside one until you are not writing, you're not feeling comfortable. Okay, so I'm saying this is the you need a learn package. How to create a package and what level. There is a no hierarchy defined. You can do inside. Okay, but generally the needed hierarchy one, two, three, four level depend upon the. This is your this company name and this is your application name. This is your what you want to do. The generally need a directory where on the some business related. This kind of classes store here. This kind of classes store here. Package is just a folder is just the way you are organizing your classes. All the books related classes come should be in the one package. All the employee related classes must be in the different package. All the department related classes must be in the different package. So that we can segregate and logically someone want to search go to the particular folder and search the respective everything. So package is just nothing, uh, the logical grouping of your classes. Similarly, Java offer lots of packages for you. You just read out the Java package like Java.SQL package. All the related SQL query you can find SQL package. Java.lang.math packages or Java.networking related classes .network package or file input output there is separate package file input output. So package is nothing just a standard way you can put those classes related to the one things, right? So you want to store book related all classes. So we have created one package books. Inside books, we can create any number of classes that related to the book. This is the just logical pattern. Even if say "Ki, I don't want to any package, don't want, you can write each and everything in only one class. It's also fine, right? So these are the some standard way whenever you are creating classes, whenever you are working on a project and huge set of class you are going to create it. So in one folder you create all the classes. So might be for maintenance purpose, someone want to look all the code related to the ABC category. So this is very sometimes it's hard to find out. But if you organize all the related classes in related different folders, that will just help us for developer to easily find out the respective class name or method name. So these are the just standard way to grouping your set of classes when you are writing huge set of classes. You know we have only two, three classes. Don't need a package. Just only directly you write one class and inside class you write any number of classes here. Here you can write all the classes whatever you want. So this is just depend upon the use case. Package needed just logically placing related classes in one folder, related classes in one folder. This is only help in the case of when when you are doing creating huge sets out of classes. In our case, we have on the daily basis I have to create different packages here. Why? Because depend upon the situation I need a different packages. Sometimes depend upon the topics. Let's here I've created find to array min and max. The classes related to array man and mix I've put in here. Similarly, let's key I want to find like here different session like here how to find the what is the marker interface. Someone want to know the marker interface. We have created a marker interface folder. Here we have created a class for marker interface related. So this just help us to organize to in future find ki where class are written. Okay. So let's see, we want to discuss about what is the this and thread. Yeah, what is the something. So for my purpose, in future, someone want to refer, they go to if it is also possible ki all this folder, I just created only one folder, put directly each and everything. So this just help to maintain your code repository. Nothing else. There is no any performance. There is no any hard rule. Ki always need a package and import. No, this is just the standard way to putting each and everything in different places. That is well organized code, you can say. But this is hard rule. No, there is no any hard rule. Even you don't read package, you don't need any kind of import. Each and everything, whole application, you can write in only one class, right? So just try to make sense whenever you are developing application. List of classes going to increase, going to increase. So some after some time you hurdle to find out what this class doing, what which purpose I have written this class. So make sense you are creating the folder related a grouping task so that someone from the folder name organize, oh this folder means related classes we can find here, right? So there are lots of permutation combination. You just play with one or two folder and try to follow. Lots of hierarchy you can do. Don't go, right? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt till now?
No.
So you at least know whenever you are writing any class outside of the folder where your current class. If your current class is in one folder, I have written new class in another folder. So whatever the folder you written here must have some package name here. This package name you have to specify here is import so that this class know this is the class we are going to use. And whatever the written inside this class, private data member is only accessible inside these curly braces. Okay. Public data member that can be accessed inside the block or inside any package or even outside of the package, here like a different folder. And using the book object, create object, and you can access your all the public data member. Okay, there is another concept you say like protected, right?
Yes.
So protected need kind of inheritance. So first one lecture will discuss about the inheritance, and then concept come about the protected.
Okay.
Protected is only happen in the case of relationship, superclass, subclass, parent child relationship. Okay, so we'll discuss when we cover up one day about the inheritance. Okay,
Okay.
inheritance. One day we'll discuss surely. Okay, in that time we have to again discuss key what again public, private, protected, default, and protect as well. So till now, what do you mean by if mention this is a default? Default means this is variable are accessible inside the package, books package. Any class can access it. Look like a public, but you actually mention public. Public means ki this variable or this method are accessible anywhere in the same package, in same class, another package, another class. So generally, please avoid to write any field variable with a public or protected. This should be the part of why these fields from this field this book object is constructed, right? So this should be the internal part. Let's whenever we are assembling one car or pin, the attributes on which the particular object is constructed, that is in own member, not can anyone access. Sometime you want to surely give name, give author, give price. So always prefer to write a method. And from this method, you say this is public, you can anyone access it. Because method help us to write some business logic. For each variable, might be we need to place some logic. We need to place some condition, some validation. So method only offer where you can put condition, validation, authentication, authorization, whatever things. This is the only reason you are saying ki please write this is a private and method as a public, so that ki sometime in the future some new requirement come, you write some logic here. Someone say ki whatever the price something return, I always return plus 100, right? So here we cannot declare. But here, let's say I want to increment the 10% price. So here you can just calculate 10% and plus him, right? Someone say ki at this present 10% off of going on. So whatever the price, if you return here, but while someone asks me, you have a some offer, you have a some coupon, so you can get the less price. So here you can calculate the 10% price and minus and then return it. So method help us to implement any kind of business requirement you want. So please try to use as feasible, mark variable as a private, and someone you want the particular method a field access from outside, you just mark as a public. And default means do, if you're not writing anything method, that means this is accessible inside a package as a public. Inside a package it works as a public, but outside of package it's not can be accessible like here. So this is the some concept public, private, and default. Default just means default means you're not writing anything. You are not writing anything. That means this is a public for this package only. Outside of this package, you cannot access. So let us
And
you will
so package meaning of package is the folder.
yes, correct. Just currently you assume package name is just folder where this class is here. You say ki import this package, means here that ki this book class you can find in the books folder. This is the last
Okay.
name of books folder. This book folders come under this folder. This come under this folder. This come under this folders.
So that's why we are always importing java.util.scanner.
Yes, let us. I want to use some math classes or some SQL classes. Let's see here. Yeah, you are right question. Sometimes say I want to math. So math is a by default. The by default java.lang package is available. Whenever you are not importing, compiler import for you. Let us some new thing like I want to create some file. Okay, file class. Okay, a file have a java.io package. If you say let file object f. Okay, so here you are importing java.io.file, means this file class you can find inside io package than inside a java. So whenever you are going to access some classes that is not available in here in this your current sample class, then you have to import, right? In this way we have written book class, so I know ki this book class available here. Similarly this file package is written by your Java, so Java say you can find in this package. The import keyword are used to importing the classes or interface or variable or constant anything. Simply means ki this file or classes going to use by in the this class simple class. A simple class, those things are not defined inside the simple class, then compiler don't know. So you have to inform compiler, okay, first check import statement, you can find out. So please be note that whenever in your one class have a package word, the package word always will be the first line. You cannot write import after the package. Please be note, okay? You cannot write this import at the first line. No. Package is always the first line if your class contains a package. And after that, you can write import. And before import, here you cannot write anything. After package, you can use only import. But here you cannot print like a system.out.println. You cannot do anything here. Okay? You cannot do anything here. Please be note that these are some rules, guidelines.
Okay.
Whenever you read it, you cannot write system.out.println even here you cannot write any class. Okay, not right. So second statement of your class must be import. Okay, you can write this class after import. Here you can write, not a problem. But first line would be your package. Next line would be your list of import, import 1, import 2, import 3. After that, here you can write any classes. You notice I have written this sample class and class A also. Multiple classes you can write in one file. But here again, here you cannot write any like a system.out.println. This is some basic things you here you cannot write anything after that also. Cannot write here. So system.out.println always, even you can inside a class A, you cannot write here as well as. Why? This is going to the printing. A printing only happen when your method invoke. Here you know any method, so you cannot write anything here. Here you can declare some variable. You can declare some variable here. You can declare any variable. You cannot write any print statement because this print statement only go inside your method. So if you write some method here, void. So and here inside the curly braces you can write it. It's work. So these are the some basic hygienes where what you can write. Okay, maybe you can write this class inside another class outside of class. Just go to the back here. You can write here. Not an issue. So lots of rules and regulation. Just you try hidden place, and then you figure out what is the possible way. Now, this is thumb rule. Package should be the first line. Next line, import if you have. After that, you can write some set of classes or interface. Here, before classes, you cannot declare even in a variable integer x. Let's say I want to declare. No, you cannot declare any variable or any method. Even you not declare any method like void. So, okay, in the file, you can write package. In the file you can write import, but you cannot declare any variable. You cannot declare any method. For declaring any variable, any method, you first need to write class. So you first need to write a class. Inside a class, you can declare variable, you can declare method. Even you cannot print something. For printing anything, you go to inside the method.
And
So
sir, we have never written this package line in our
not any.
class.
So this means doesn't matter. There is not all are the optional thing.
Okay,
Actually, in your sample class, you are not needing anything.
okay.
All are the optional things. Don't worry. For initial learning, we know the syntax and semantic. What is the read it? These are the things you can do later whenever you know each and everything. Okay. But whatever your course available, just go through that required. Lots of things Java have. Okay. But gradually you will learn. It will need some times and practice. What thing you can do, what you cannot do, right?
Yes,
So make let's give some time to the Java language and do some practice. And after practice, sometime you find some rule ki what is Java allow, what Java cannot allow. Might be these are things you cannot find any book somewhere written. Until you are not doing, you don't know ki what thing permitted, what thing cannot permitted. Okay, any book doesn't say ki you can in open one sample.java file and write some variable. Until you are not doing, you cannot find out the problem. Java does not support. So each and everything might be cannot find a book, you will not find the internet until you are not doing some practice. Always say you can define variable, but where can define variable? Anyone cannot write it in any book. You cannot not define any variable here. If initial developer can want to write any variable here, but compiler is not happy. So these things we have to learn from experience. Each and everything as a Java tutorial, yeah, Java book writer cannot write on the book. Whenever you're going to write each and everything here, possible ki what the intention of book writing is lows. Okay. So what is the minimum thing required in the book or internet you can find, but each and everything you cannot find. You have to invent from your own experience, right? So let's try it, and still something doubt we'll
yes,
discuss. Okay.
yes, sir.
So let us. Uh, so
Yeah,
it's complete for today. We can close. Or any still
yes,
point you want to discuss?
yeah. We can do it tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you.